Ever wondered what it would be like as well, a married man with a great wife and well, a bunch of youngsters and what have you? Well, let me put it this way. 8 of them. Well then, you're about to check out this TV log of a show I recently finished watching completely not so long ago. And that show is A is Enough. This is a Saturday morning TV log from Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. Greetings, my fellow YouTubers. I'm Doyle, the Big D to you. This is Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. Back again with another TV log. This time I'm going to be tackling a show that I finally got to finish watching. This show I never did get to see, but I've heard of it though. And well, after all these years, I finally get to see it. It's a great family dramedy series that focuses on natural big family and what have you. So, anyway, and it's actually based on a book, as a matter of fact. So, now, without further ado, I bring to you A is Enough. A is Enough is a family dramedy series that was originally produced by Lorimar. It premiered in early 1977 on ABC and lasted for 5 seasons. It was based on the book by Thomas Braden. And the show was actually modeled on Braden's life. Braden was a syndicated newspaper columnist, a real life parent with 8 children, and of course wrote the book of the same title. Now, ABC premiered this as a mid season replacement in March of 1977. The show centers on a family in Sacramento with 8 children from oldest to youngest: David, Mary, Joni, Susan, Nancy, Elizabeth, Tommy, and Nicholas. The patriarch of the family is Tom Bradford, based on Tom Braden, a newspaper columnist for the fictional Sacramento Register. His wife, Joan, based on Jill Braden, was a homemaker and took care of the children. Now, in early 1977, the actress who played Joan was diagnosed with breast cancer, undergoing a mastectomy. When doctors discovered the cancer had metastasized, metastasized. I'm sorry if I mispronounced it. During filming, her health suddenly deteriorated and she died just after only 4 episodes were filmed in the first season. And as a result, her character's death was written into the second season of the series. Anyway, now Tom was played by Dick Van Pen, who has appeared in numerous TV shows and films, most notably some from Disney, and whom we sadly lost a few years ago, back in June of 2015. And of course, Diana Hyland played Joan. Now, the rest of the cast has others, including Betty Buckley, Grant Goody, Lanny O'Grady, who sadly passed away, Lori Walters, Susan Richardson, Diane Kay, Connie Newton, Willie Ames, and Adam Rich, whom I'm actually going to respectfully dedicate this in memory of him, since we lost him earlier this year in January, at as he was only 54. No, where was I? Now then, now I'm gonna get to Miss Buckley's character in a bit. I'll tell you all the others in a little while, okay? Now then, the second season begins in the fall of 1977 with Tom as a widower. He eventually meets and falls in love with Sandra Sue Abby Abbott, played by Betty Buckley, who had recently appeared in Carrie. Now, let's see. And she's done numerous films and other things as well. Now, Abby is a widowed school teacher who comes to the house to tutor Tommy after he breaks his leg in a football game. Abby and Tom marry in one of the series' TV movie broadcasts in November of 1977, and the role went to Buckley after being approved by network chief Brandon Tartikoff, who this was before he went to NBC 4 years later, and he felt that the character Miss Collins from Carrie she had played would translate seamlessly into the series. In the fourth season, in another of the series' TV movie broadcast in September of '79, both David and Susan get married in a double wedding. As the series progresses, Abby receives her PhD in education and starts a job counseling students at the local high school. Oldest son David starts his own construction company. Second eldest daughter, Joni, works as a TV producer. Eldest daughter, Mary, becomes a medical doctor. Fourth daughter, Susan, marries a baseball player, Merle Stockwell, the Pearl as he calls himself, and has a baby. And second youngest son, Tommy, becomes a musician in a rock and roll band. And of course, the third youngest son is Nicholas, who's just, well, kid. Now, the show was developed by writer William Blinn and was produced by Laura Marr, who, of course, already was successful with producing CBS's hit series The Waltons, and was distributed by World Vision. For the first 3 years, the show filmed interior scenes at the Burbank Studios, now known as the Warner Bros. Ranch. From the fourth season, the show filmed interiors at MGM Studios in Culver City. The home featured in the exterior shots was on Chiquita Street near Lankershim Boulevard in LA. The house has since been demolished and replaced. The interiors for seasons 1 through 3 were filmed on Soundstage 9, the Burbank studio. Seasons 4 and 5 were shot on two stages at MGM in Culver City. The show's team of producers included Robert L. Jacks, Gary Ellison, Greg Strangis, and Phil Farrell. Executive producers were Lee Rich and Philip Capice. As a production of the Laura Marr stable, who were concurrently producing CBS's The Waltons, as I've already mentioned, writers were often contracted by the producers and were shared between both programs. Walton's, for example, Walton's co-star Will Geer also made another guest appearance during the second season. Regular writers included Peter Lefcourt, the writing teams of Gwen Bagney and Paul Dubov, Rod Pearson and Claire Whitaker, Bill Nuss and Dusty Kay, brother of Nancy Bradford, Diane Kay, Nick Deal and David Brav, Jay Miyoko Hensley and Stephen Hensley, Bruce Shelley, Sandra K. Siegel, Gil Grant, Karen I. Hall, and Hindi Brooks, who soon became the show's longtime story editor. In-house directors included Philip Leacock, Harry Harris, and Irving J. Moore. As an in-joke, the character name of one of Nicholas Bradford's best friends was Irving Julius Moore, a nod to the director of the same name whose middle name was in fact Joseph. Yeah, can you believe that? I couldn't. Anyway, now the music, of course, its theme song was probably well known. For its first two seasons, it had an upbeat instrumental piece written by Fred Warner, and then begin with the show's third season. This was replaced by a slowed down vocal theme titled A Is Enough, which was sung by series co-star Grant Goodeve, who played the eldest of the Bradford clan's kids, David. The song had music by Lee Holdridge and lyrics by Molly Ann Lakin, and was first heard in a longer arrangement on the last episode of the second season titled Who's On First, which was also performed by Goodeve. Now, early episodes of the series had instrumental music by Fred Warner and Alexander Courage, but the show's real musical stamp came from composer Earl Hagen, who had a knack of composing memorable cues, as he had previously been the in-house composer on the Andy Griffith Show. He composed the love theme for Tom and Abby, a theme that permeated the show in various incarnations throughout the remainder of the series. Some later episodes were scored by John Beal and Miles Goodman. Back-to-back industry strikes in the show's last seasons affected the show's score, with both the SAG actors strike in 1980 and the writer's strike the following year forcing cost-cutting measures. Some of the later episodes were tracked with a combination of uncredited library music and original music by Hagen, Beale, and Goodman. Anyway, it would become a big success and what have you, and would jumpstart the acting careers for some of its young stars, most notably for Goodeve and Willie Ames, who played Tommy, who would later go on to co-star with Scott Baio on Charles in Charge in 1984. Now that's a show I have yet to talk about, but I will talk about that later on, possibly next year. And Ralph Macchio before The Karate Kid or The Outsiders. He played Abby's orphan nephew, Jeremy, later in the show's final season. And Goodeve started a minor singing career following his rendition of the show's theme song, and initially hosted Home Garden TV's If Walls Could Talk. After the end of the show's fifth season, production costs and declining ratings caused the show to be canceled, along with 7 other shows that season, including The Waltons. There was a total of 112 episodes that were produced and aired overall. Well, for 1 hour episodes anyway. Now, Variety's headline of the cancellation say 8 shows in, 8 shows out. In a 2000 episode of the True Hollywood Story, Dick Van Patten stated that no one contacted him to inform him of the cancellation. Instead, he read about it in the paper. However, six years later, after the show had ended, NBC had 2 reunion movies. And in October of '87, we got E Is Enough, a family reunion. Unfortunately, Betty Buckley was busy filming the film Frantic during production, and Mary Fran took over her role. 2 years later, a second one would follow, called N.A. Is Enough Wedding. And this time, Sandy Faison played Abby. And both movies aired opposite Game 2 of the World Series on the series' original home of ABC. The highest the series had gotten in the ratings was in its third season, where it reached number 11 in the ratings. It was at number 12 in its second and fourth seasons. It was number 23 in its first season, but not in the top 30 for its final season. After that, the show had been aired in syndication. It also got aired on FX in the mid 90s, then on PAX as part of a marathon celebrating Warner Bros. TV's 50th anniversary, which was TV Land that showed it. It was also aired on MeTV and its sister station, Me Too. But after that, it's never been seen again on TV. Now, the show had been formerly released on AOL's Into TV service. Series is also available for purchase online via Amazon Prime Video and Apple TV. However, now, and the series is on DVD as well, but unfortunately, only the first season got released in stores. The remainder of the next 3 seasons got released in 2 parts, and the 5th season was completely in its entirety, and they were released as manufacturer on demand. However, the series is currently available to stream via Tubi and the WBTV Altogether Network Fast channel. You'll be happy to know. Just look that up if you've got that. Now then, as I've mentioned some of the characters already, aside from Dick Van Patten, the late Diana Hyland, Betty Buckley, and Grant Goodeve. Oh yes, and Willie Ames. The rest of the cast included Lanny O'Grady, whom we sadly lost in September of 2001. She played Mary. Laurie Walters played Joni. Susan Richardson played Susan. Diane Kay played Nancy. Connie, who Kai Nguyen, well, as she was originally, and then she changed to her new married name of Needham at the start of season 4, played Elizabeth. And Amrich, whom we sadly lost earlier this year, as I've already said, played Nicholas. In the pilot episode, David was played by Mark Hamill, who the following year would, well, maybe not the following year, I mean, whoops, I'm getting ahead of myself. Later that same year would be in Star Wars. So he just decided to get out of his contract. So, and Nancy was played by Kimberly Beck, and Tommy was played by Chris English. When ABC screened the pilot, they were unhappy with the performances of Beck and English, who were let go and replaced respectively. And productions granted Hamill's request, and the role was recast with Grant Goody. There have been numerous other guest appearances that have included Jennifer Darling and let's see, Ralph Macchio, as I've said before, and even Nicholas Pryor, and more. So anyway, and you saw the characters in the picture I showed in the beginning, so I don't really have to show it to you again. But anyway, I have seen all episodes of A Is Enough. Again, you can, if you can't get the DVDs, no problem. You can find the full series on Tubi. Just check it out, and you can also stream it on the Fast channel known as WBTV's Altogether now. Just check your listings when it's going to be on. Okay. So that's going to do it. What did you think of A Is Enough? Have you ever seen this show before? Let me know in the comments section below. If you like the video, click the like button, subscribe, and be a part of the Big D Nation. Join me next time, and I will have another video coming up. I'm pretty sure I'll be seeing the film Wish. Just stay tuned, okay? So I do hope you enjoyed this, and if you did, check out the TV logs I've done for some of these other shows for families. In the upper left-hand corner is the TV log I did on another dramedy series, and that would be one I grew up with, Doogie Howser MD. In the upper right-hand corner is the TV log I did for another big family series, which would also be produced by Lorimar originally, and that would be Full House. Or go to the bottom right left-hand corner and see the TV log I had done on another show that ABC had on at the time this show came out, and that would be the African American comedy series What's Happening. In the bottom right hand corner is a button you can click to subscribe. If you like rankings and reviews on movies, TV, music, video games, etc., then I'm your guy. Thanks for watching. Until next time, I'm the Big D saying, see ya.